And welcome back, guys. I'm your host, Keyblade Carrot 2010. So today I have another funny story, another incident that has recently happened to me, and I thought I would totally share it. It just happened like about 2 weeks ago, and I didn't know if I wanted to share it, but then I sat there and I thought about it, and I thought it was really darn funny. It was embarrassing, but it happened. And afterwards I thought about it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so funny, I should really share this. So I work fast food, and I work certain specific hours in the morning, and at one particular time I didn't get enough sleep. For some reason that night I was like I was having an issue freaking sleeping. And so I was just like, you know, I'll go buy an energy drink and I'll bring it to work with me tomorrow and call it good. So I finally, at like 2 o'clock in the morning, finally went to sleep. And I work at 6 o'clock in the morning, so you could tell how exhausted I was going to be. And it was a weekend day, which was fine, you know, whatever. It was the usual day. I was screwing everything up. Anytime that I either wake up really late for work, which really very rarely happens, but for some reason for the past week, or a couple of weeks ago, I was just waking up late, my alarm didn't go off, or or I hit snooze or something, whatever happened, or I didn't set the right alarm and it didn't go off. I was mad at myself, I was pissed off, so I just, I woke up late, and usually when I wake up late, it means everything's gonna go wrong. Everything. It doesn't matter how hard I try to make everything go right, everything's just gonna blow up in my face. So, I was working drive-through, and then for like most of the morning I was working drive-through, and I was dropping sodas, I was dumping them over, I was dropping change, I was like all over the place. I was having a problem. And so then they switched me off for my lunch rush, and I was supposed to work up front, which I was fine with and whatnot, and I rock being up front. I'm the bomb at it. The only problem is I have trouble spelling. Severely spelling. When we used to have our old computers and whatnot, we would just call out the number. We would give them the ticket, and we'd call out the number. Well, we've been having the new technology, I believe, for 3, maybe 4 years, I want to say. 4 years we've had this new technology where we actually have to type in the name. And I was getting names wrong left and right, left and right. I messed up on some orders, and everything was just blowing up in my face. It was so bad. It was just terrible. I just couldn't imagine, like, what was going on. So, but it was a fairly steady day, so it wasn't too bad of a day, but, and I wasn't messing up too badly. It'd be like 4 orders tops that I messed up that day, and they wouldn't be in a row. They'd be here and there, you know. And then after that, this gentleman comes up, and I take his order. Well, he tells me, I take his order. I like to joke around with the customers a bit, and which is great. A lot of them are really awesome, and they joke around with me, and they think it's funny, they think it's fantastic that I have a good sense of humor, even though I'm having a really, really shitty day where everything's just blowing up in my face. You know, I had a customer actually tell me that day as I'm dropping coins and whatnot, you know, or dropping them on the counter and whatnot, they're like, are you throwing money at me now? Oh, you know, they were kind of joking around and smiling and making me and cheering me up, and I appreciate those customers, I really do, because us coworkers, fast food people, go through hell and back, like, seriously. So, after I took this guy's order, and he joked around with me a little bit, I wrote his name down completely wrong. Completely wrong. I don't remember the name entirely. I'm pretty sure it was Doug or something. It started with a D, that's all I know. But I ended up putting something else on there. And I don't remember exactly what it was, but all I remember is hearing my coworkers, as they're trying to make this order, start giggling and laughing. My manager, who just recently was doing dishes, noticed that we were getting slammed. So she walks up as a couple of the coworkers that are doing fry and making stuff and whatnot. She comes in the line and she looks up at the board. And she's like, Kyrie. I was like, what? I turn around and she's like, write that, or cross that name out. I was like, what do you mean cross that name out? She's like, do you realize what you wrote? I was all like, no, what did I write? And so I look at it and I'm trying to figure it out. And what I end up spelling is D-U, I think it was G. I think it was douche or something like that. I can't, it's like been a couple weeks, so I can't actually remember the name. But it was like douche or, I don't know, dung or something like inappropriately wrong that started with a D. That's all I know. It was so bad. My face turned immediately red because I had to call out this dude's name. So I grab a pen and I start crossing his name out, like severely, like crossing his name out entirely. And I felt so bad entirely when I called the dude's name and whatnot. He looks at me and my face is red. Like, I cannot believe I just totally called this guy, or wrote this guy's name like this. Oh my gosh, you know. And he looks down at the ticket because he sees my red face. He's like, you know, what's going on? He's like, why'd you cross out my name? I was like, oh, no reason. He's like, did you spell something that you're not supposed to? I was like, it wasn't intentional. He laughs at me and he's all like, it's okay. You've had a long day. I understand. And so my coworkers all that day were poking fun at me because I spelled a terrible word. And they still, to this day, will not let it go. Because, oh my gosh, it's only been, like, anytime I start spelling a name now, they automatically come to me. Well, sometimes I forget the name that's on it, and I'm like, I don't know, call this one out, see if it's the right name. Well, luckily I have a great dining room person. If the food sits there too long, she takes the food out there and checks to see who it belongs to. I feel so bad that she has to do it, but she's an awesome dining room lady, and she's probably watching this video, and I love you. Thank you so much for doing that from time to time when I can't spell the names right and nobody comes for their food. So it's very, very frustrating, and I mean, I'm laughing about it now, and I can't believe I did that. I was so exhausted that day. I was all over the place. I couldn't think of anything else left to do. So I thought I would totally tell you this story. I've got a couple more stories that have happened to me. One of them is scary. That just happened this year. I want to say like 2 months ago, I want to say it happened. I know it was like the beginning of the year, closest to the end of last year. I don't know, somewhere around there. And it was really scary. So I think that's the next one I'm going to tell you guys. And then I think I'm going to talk a little bit about fast food a little bit and how frustrating it can be. So, alright guys, I'm your host, Keyblade Kyrie 2010. Look for my next video on embarrassing moments and videos and stuff like that. Get out of here! Freaking dork. He's playing Little Big Planet over here and listening to my stories. So, alright guys, Keyblade Kyrie 2010 signing out. Game on gamers, cosplay on cosplayers. Bye!